going on, y'all? We got another story. Complete banger city. Obviously, if it's a banger, that means that I didn't have too much fun, but it would make a good video. I recorded this video a half hour ago, and I went into the editing program, and it was just straight silence. If you're seeing this cut of it, then that means that this recording worked. I'm really hoping this works. So this is a story that takes place around when COVID-19 first broke out. So if you got it, it was still a big deal. Also around this time was when me and my friends started to go to college. So we were heading to college parties and stuff. I traveled out of town to my friend's college, like an hour away or so. I used to go there all the time. I could probably make a couple good videos out of some stories from that place. My friend who lives there, he had like a bunch of chocolate bar edibles, these Wonka bars. It was an Oreo flavored one that he sold me, but he had like 10 of them, and he gave me a little square of one that he was eating at like a function or something like that when I went over. And I was like, yeah, these are valid, I'll buy one off you. So I took it and I brought it home. I didn't even eat it. I just took it home and put that shit on ice. So like I was saying before, this happened during COVID times when shit broke off. I ended up getting it and giving it to my parents by accident. I'd already passed the stage of being sick, and I was kind of getting over it and getting back to normal by the time my parents got sick. I remember they were worse off than I was, though. They had it a lot worse. I was gaming. It was late at night, and I'd ate half of that edible that I bought. I think I remember it being like a 500 milligram or something like that in total. So I knew what I was in store for. They had a label. They were actually really well-made edibles. Like the packaging, it was like wrapped in gold tin foil. Not tin foil, it was more like just gold foil. And it had like the band around it that said Wonka with all the branding and shit. It was cool. And I knew it wasn't poison because my friend was literally eating them in front of me and he bought 10 of them. But yeah, I was sitting there, and it was that time of the night when the game sesh dies down and people start, getting picked off. I think I was one of the last ones, but I called it mainly because I remember thinking to myself, damn, I'm clapped. I gotta go to bed. Like, this is crazy. So I'm at the point of going to bed where your whole room is pitch black, and I'm just sitting on the edge of my bed, and I got my head in my hands. Not because I'm not having a fun time, but I'm just like, whoo, whoo. And then I like chill out, and I lay down, rest my head on my pillow. I pull the covers up to my neck. It's my mom. When I answer the door, I'm like, not too worried at first because I wasn't doing anything wrong, but I was worried when I saw the look on her face. She was completely ghost white. All the color had drained out of her face, and she was just like, you have to come downstairs right now and grab your coat. I was like, dude, what could be going on and I looked at the clock. It was like 3 a.m. I remember too, my mom like went back downstairs after telling me that to go like relay the message that I'm up or something to my dad. I remember I was literally shaking like instantly when the adrenaline hit. It was like I couldn't stop moving. It's like I was in below zero, but I wasn't cold. I was just fucking like shaking as I was putting on my coat and grabbing my keys. Like when I was walking down the stairs, all you could hear is fucking. But then when I turned the corner, I don't know why. Sometimes when you get super fried, I'll do like miraculous things. Like I was having that problem and I was coming downstairs and I was still shaking. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like I think I might have been just having an anxiety attack or something. Nevertheless, when I turned the corner from the stairs, body just switched normal. Fluid motion. So when I get down there, they start explaining to me what's going on. Also, to add to this, my dad has had like pneumonia and stuff in the past. He has a past of having like lung related stuff going on. So when he got COVID, we were all keeping our eyes on him. My dad said that while he was sleeping, like it was getting harder to breathe, like his throat was closing up or something like that. Scarily difficult. And then he said from his feet up, he started to get like really sharp pins and needles fast, and it started to rise up. And that's when he pulled the plug on sleep and he said, we're going to the hospital. So after they tell me this, I go and I start the car and come back in immediately to warm the car up because it was in the middle of the winter. So when I come back in, he says that he's kind of feeling a little bit better now, and then it starts up again. So like, we're not gonna fuck around at this point. We're going. I got in the car, and he could just tell by the way that I was not fucking around. So I feel like this is gonna sound corny, but I know you feel the same way. You, no, not the other view. You watching right now. At this moment, you feel the same exact way, so when I say this corny shit, don't laugh. I was not gonna let my dad die in my car. If he's having breathing problems, I can't tell when that shit's gonna start and stop. Because when he got in and he shut the door and put his seatbelt on, he looked at me and he goes, don't kill us on the way to the hospital. that shit up. Yeah, I was ripping, I will say, and I don't know, I can't tell the future, but to this video's recording date, that's the best I've ever drove in my entire life. It was the scariest drive of my life, the scariest cruise, 100%. I mean, what would you do though? I shouldn't have been going that fast, but like it was an emergency. Although, oh, by the way, I'm not feeling any of the edible at this point. All the adrenaline just knocked it out of my system. Complete laser focused. I'm like I'm on top of my shit. The whole time in the ride, my dad's yelling at me, repeating himself, "Don't get us killed," which is a valid concern. I mean, it would suck if I was like thinking that I was dying and then my driver gets me killed on the way to the hospital and I can't even get saved. That was my old Accord, bro. That thing could tear ass. I had a big engine in that. Big for a Honda, at least. That car has, oh my god. I could make a video about that car itself. I have so many stories that like happened in that car. But yeah, we get there. Oh yeah, and my plan, and I was thinking of it as I was driving like this. If a cop pulls out and starts chasing me, he's gonna have to race me to the ER, and we're gonna explain there. I wasn't playing games. But yeah, we got there and we checked them in, and they took him in pretty quick. And they took him into like the side room where they do whatever the hell they do. They didn't let me see. They had me in the waiting room. And I was sitting there and I was like relieved because I got him there. I was like, holy shit. I look at the clock. It's 3:45 in the morning. I was literally just playing CS like an hour ago. Real gamer thoughts. Real gamer thoughts. But yeah, I'm sitting there and I start to calm down. Finally. The adrenaline wears off. But I forgot that I ate half of a 500 milligram edible. So I get fucking rocked. Fools are slumped in the waiting room. I wasn't making a scene, but I was like, whoa, all at once? What the fuck? I forgot about you. And I was sitting there, I was like, you know what? This isn't even like a big deal. The ER is across the room. Like, it's literally right there. I can see the door to the ER. I'm good. If I start freaking out, they'll just put me in the room next to my dad. That shit actually did calm me down, though. That shit took forever. I sat there for a couple hours, and I went home and came back and waited. It wasn't even because anything, like, huge was going on. My dad ended up being fine, thank God. But it's just everything is a 9-hour process at the hospital. I don't understand. Well, I don't work at the hospital. I can't say that there is no reason why. But I bet you didn't expect the hospital trip to be because of somebody else and not because of me and the edibles. The edibles had nothing to do with the hospital trip except for, like, bad timing. The big plot twist. It's not really a plot twist, though, for me. This shit's par for the course. The plot twist is when I get a good night's sleep and everything goes right in the day. I got more story kind of videos like this. I have a whole playlist of them on my channel. I also have a lot more of like gaming videos and funny moments and stuff. That's usually what I like making, but these story videos are fun to make. I started making them and I'm just gonna continue them until I run out of stories, to be honest. Oh, and ask me some shit if you want in the comments, if I've ever done anything, or do you have a story a finger in your ass or something. And if I did it, then I'll tell the story.